So Google's not making tablets anymore. I'm okay with that. But before we get into all the facts and all my thoughts on this entire situation, this video is brought to you by NordVPN. They're the VPN of choice for millions of users because they're awesome at securing your browsing, whether you're home or out and about. If you'd like to learn more about them and how they can work for your Chromebook or your Android device or iOS device or anything you use, go to chromeunbox.com/NordVPN to get started today. So let's talk about the facts first. A couple days ago, Google made just a kind of quiet announcement through a spokesperson to Business Insider, and they covered the story and just basically said these facts. Google had 2 tablets that they were working on that were basically just under code name and might have been released post 2019. And those tablets have stopped production. And in general, Google is not going to be in the tablet market at all as a hardware manufacturer. They went on to say that they'll continue supporting the Pixel Slate, and they're going to continue supporting all of their other, partners in the hardware space and making tablets, but Google themselves will not be making a tablet any longer. So shortly after these reports went out and people started picking them up, Rick Osterloh, who is the head of pretty much all hardware at Google, did tweet out and confirm, yes, Google is walking away from the tablet game as far as a hardware manufacturer is concerned. So it's not like they're going to stop supporting Chrome OS on tablets for other hardware makers. It's just Google themselves are not going to be making tablets any longer. And he went on to say, we're going to focus all of our efforts hardware-wise on the Pixelbook. And that was even a little confusing too, because the way he worded it almost sounded like the only hardware they were going to make was a laptop. That wasn't true. He went on to confirm. It seemed like they were just kind of seeing this news hit the internet and then kind of backpedaling a little bit and saying, look, this is what we for sure meant. And yeah, we're getting out of the tablet space, but we're not leaving Chrome OS behind. We're not saying that we don't want anybody making Chrome OS tablets. It's just Google, we're not making those anymore. The last tidbit of note in all this news is the fact that Business Insider did say that this Google spokesperson said that there would be another Pixelbook by the end of 2019, likely. So a lot of news outlets have been covering this as if Google has just given up or they got beat so bad that they can't continue on in the tablet space. And there's a little bit of truth to that, honestly. I mean, when we look at tablets in general, the main winner here is clearly iPad. And Apple has done a great job at building an operating system and an experience around tablets that is just unmatched. There's nothing quite like using an iPad. And I have an iPad. I know a lot of people that do, and they like them and they're just fine. And ultimately, iPad feels like peak tablet. I don't know that we're going to get a tablet experience much better than what they're offering. And in some ways, yeah, Google did lose in the tablet wars. But the bigger question comes down to, is that a huge deal or not? So go with me just a second on this. Think about the number of times you've seen the larger iPads out and about. So I'm talking about the Pros that are the 12 to 13 inch devices, similar to like the Pixel Slate or the Pixelbook and that kind of use case. Every time I've seen one personally, literally every single time, it's always had a keyboard attached. And in general, it seems like a lot of news surrounding the iPad and even iPad OS that's coming out in the fall is about getting the iPad to be a little more desktop-like and getting the iPad to feel a little more like a clamshell device or a little more like a MacBook or a little more like a laptop in general. And so I have to wonder why it is that we want to do that. I mean, think about it for a second. Is there anything that you have to do on a tablet? Is there anything that you grab a tablet and think, I don't want to do this particular task on anything but a tablet? I can't think of anything like that. There's nothing that I need my iPad for. There's nothing that I have to go to my iPad to get accomplished. There's literally only one thing I use mine for, and that's to play PUBG Mobile. And while I'm not every person, and there are people that enjoy their iPads just fine, I'm not saying that that's the case. What I am saying is that there are not any scenarios where you have to have a large tablet device to get the job done. So a perfect example of this for me, and when all of this really just kind of hit home, was when the Pixel Slate was released back in October, November of last year. I wanted to like this device so much. I wanted this whole idea of having a tablet that could also be my, desktop computer, my laptop, and this carry device that could somehow take the place of multiple devices. What I actually found out in that process of reviewing that, and it was one of the hardest reviews I've ever done, is I figured out that when it comes to devices of this size, so 11, 12-inch screens, stuff like that, that tablets just feel too large to really do anything useful. I'm always going to end up wanting to go back to a laptop. And that's why we see people wanting to, have mouse cursors and be able to put keyboards and stuff on these larger iPads and other tablets too. It's because we want to be productive with them. And in general, when it comes to having a tablet that large, even though I can pull it off the keyboard, I just never found myself doing it at all. And so it begged the question, do I even actually want this? Do I want a tablet this size? Or do I want a laptop that I can use as a tablet every once in a while? And what I found when I stopped wanting to like the Pixel Slate so much, I figured out that, I just don't really want a tablet. And what I found through talking about that with other people is that they kind of felt the same too. They don't really want a big tablet, maybe a smaller one, but even then, small tablets have kind of been supplanted by large phones. And so we get this weird space that we're in now where it's like, oh, well, I have a sleek, thin, light laptop that I can, convert into a tablet when I need it. It has great battery life and I can just throw it in a bag and it's light. So bigger screen task I take care of here. Smaller screen consumption I get on my phone. So where does the tablet fit in here? And what I'm finding more and more, not just with myself, but with people I talk to, is that the tablet just doesn't seem to have a place anymore. So am I defending Google and saying that this is why they've walked away from tablets? I don't know if that's why they did it. I think it's Google and they make all kinds of random decisions, and heck, in 6 months they might be back and be like, haha, yeah, about that. Now we got a new tablet. Look at this thing. Who knows? Google does all kinds of weird stuff. What I am saying is that as I've been reading these pieces about Google getting out of the tablet game, I just don't know it's as simple as, hey, we got beat and we're leaving. I think there's more to it, and they're realizing that, hey, when we built the Pixelbook, we did something pretty special, and it's something that over time, instead of people kind of disliking it more and more, they're finding that it's actually a fantastic piece of hardware. And that's not just me, and that's not just Chromebook users. General users, tech people that use Apple products are finding that they really, really love the Pixelbook experience. And so I think it's wise of Google to say, hey, look, we missed it with tablets. We missed it when it came to getting Android apps to work on tablets the right way. We missed all kinds of marks, and we don't really know how to go about making a great tablet. But when you look at the market, if you take the people that are going to go buy iPads anyway, no matter what, and you take them out of it, what's left and the people that really need some sort of new tablet experience is probably pretty small. And so why not take those efforts and take those skills and take all the things that you have that have to invest money into building something new, take those and shift them to a product that you're already making that is really good and is now being received so well, even almost 2 years after its initial introduction into the market. That honestly seems like a smarter move to me. And if Google has failed and they can't quite figure out how to get tablets working anymore, well, invest your time in this thing that people are starting to look at and go, man, you guys nailed it with this thing. I'm looking forward to a new Pixelbook. I know a lot of you are looking forward to a new Pixelbook. And to be honest, if Google doesn't make any more tablets that are hashtag made by Google, that just doesn't bother me anymore. But guys, that's it for this one. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below, and make sure and click that notification bell if you'd like to be notified of future videos like this one. See ya.